Okay, so starting things off pretty general level, I've logged into Convio. I'm in the all centers mode, which means I'm kind of chapter averse right now. I haven't chosen a specific chapter to look at. Generally, you should be in your chapter's center. And what I mean by that is we have multi-center configured for our Convio instance, which means each chapter has its center. So each chapter can log into their center and only see things that are relevant to your chapter, and you don't have to bother with everybody else's data. So what I'm going to do, you'll know if you're in all centers mode up here if it says all centers at the very top center. What I'm going to do is switch into another center, and I'm going to choose Southeast Florida. You're my guinea pig today. And I'm going to switch into that center. So if you're generally in your chapter center mode, when you log in, you'll see this screen when you log in. It's your chapter's information. You get to see kind of total members in your chapter, how many are opted into or out of email. It's a nice kind of overall view. We added this kind of custom dashboard so that you can really easily log in and quickly see at a glance how many people are registered, how many teams you have, what your sponsor totals and fundraising totals are, your revenue amount, and then online versus offline. Now what you'll notice if you read this nice little tidbit right here is that this screen is only updated once per day. So if you're updating, if you're entering offline data every day and you're entering new sponsorships, it's not going to show up here until the next day. Okay, so this is a great place to come and you can see some really general overview of your walk, right? But if you want very up to the minute information, or if you want to dive in any deeper, you actually need to go in and start running some reports. So in order to do that, we come back up to the top. We go into data management and then reports. Okay, so in Convio, there are a couple of different types of report tools available to us. The first tab we land on is called Reports Classic, and this is an older version of Convio's reporting tool. And so it's basically just a list of canned reports. So if you come down here into any of these folders, it's pretty easy to come in here and say, okay, I know what these reports are, I can quickly run them. These reports are fine. I don't generally like to use them, and there's one exception. The only time I like to use them is for these custom reports and this custom reports folder. So again, I came to Data Management, Reports. I'm immediately on the Reports Classic tab, and I click the little plus sign to open the Custom Reports folder. The reason these are important, custom reports are reports that we specifically worked with Convio to build. Convio doesn't usually manage sponsorships the way that we manage sponsorships, so we actually had them build out a report so that we can summarize our sponsorship donations in a different way than their reports do. So if you want to get a summary level of how your walks are doing, you're going to come here and click the Custom TeamRaiser Summary Report. From here, you'll be able to choose which event you want to run a report on. If you don't choose anything, it's going to report on every single event. So just to let you know, if you don't want to come in here and click to click multiple, you can leave it completely blank and click Run Report, and it will report on every single event that you have in there. Now, as I just mentioned, you can also hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then click Multiple Events to pick and choose. So if I wanted to choose all of the walks but not blondes versus brunettes, I click Control and click, click, click. In some other instances, you can click Shift and then click. Not here. It doesn't work. It looks like it works, but it doesn't actually work. So Shift click, that's what Shift click looks like. It doesn't actually work here. You actually want to hold down Control plus click. Then you just click Run Report, and my report is queued. This is the report results list screen. This is going to be where you can come and see a list of all of your recently run reports. Convio is a little bit nicer than Blackbaud was, and the fact that, or Convio to Sphere, in that your reports will stay here for about 200 hours or a couple of weeks versus just like a day or two. So that's a little bit nicer. If you run a report week to week, you can kind of come in and download last week's report if you're in a pinch and you need the information really quickly. So as you can see, my status for this report is queued. I'm going to have to refresh the page for that to update. And now it's completed. So you can see I have three options right now: to view, print, or delete. Obviously, I can view to look at my report results on screen. But if I go back to that reports list, now you can see I have a fourth option to download. For Reports Classic, for some reason, they just hide the download link until the file is ready. So you might have to continue to refresh the page a little bit longer, even after it says it's completed, to see that download link. So now that it's here, I'm going to download into Excel. Okay, so here I've got 5 walks for my chapter. I've got the event ID, which you probably don't need to worry much about, and the event category, which is your chapter. Probably don't need to worry about that much either. That's mostly for us at National. You have the event date, and then you've got all of your columns that show you how your event is doing at a summary level. Before each column that shows you how many people have registered or how much you've raised, there's a goal column, and I'll show you in a minute where you can go and fill out that goal. So you can track your progress to goal, which is kind of nice. So we've got our participant recruitment goal, and then our number of active participants, our team recruitment goal, number of teams, sponsorship goal, and total sponsorship amount, and then fundraising amount, overall revenue amount, and online versus offline. So this is up to the minute, everything that's come in. I can go in and look at exactly where I am with my event right now. So that is our TeamRaiser Custom Summary Report. Let me show you where you can go and enter those goals. So I'm going to go back into Convio. I'm going to go into my TeamRaiser. So I'm going into Fundraising and then TeamRaiser. I need to edit my event. Oops, sorry, I'm showing all my archived TeamRaisers. Let me clean that up. I'm going to edit my event and go into Step 2, which is Select Fundraising Options. Now this is nice and hidden. It's not something you'd look for automatically. It's down here on the left-hand side under Related Actions. It says Configure Fundraising and Recruitment Goals. If you click that, you're taken to a screen where you can enter all of your goals. And you only have to do this once, and then it's there in your report all year long, and you can track your progress to goal. The fundraising goal is automatically pulled from the previous screen. Participant fundraising amount goal, so this is our fundraising versus sponsorship. That's that fundraising versus sponsorship goal. Our team recruitment goal, participant recruitment goal, company recruitment goal we don't use. It doesn't pull into any report, so you don't need to fill that out. And then sponsor recruitment goal. For some reason this says the number of sponsors. This has nothing to do with the number of sponsors you're getting. It's actually the sponsorship amount. So that's your sponsorship amount goal right there. And then once you fill that out, just click Save or Finish. And the next time you run that report, they'll show up right here